Hi, Brian Stucker here again, certified personal trainer and baby boomer fitness expert. Today, I'm going to talk about getting the most out of your workouts for older men and how to optimize your workout. So when it comes to optimizing your workouts for older men, there's three things that we need to focus on. One is your nutrition, one is your mindset, and one is exercise itself. So let's talk about nutrition first. When it comes to nutrition, we need to talk about your pre-workout nutrition, we need to talk about your post-workout nutrition. And when it comes to that, we're looking to take in quality and the right quantity. So what do I mean by that? Any one of us can go out and pull over to McDonald's or go to Dairy Queen and pick up some food, but that's just not going to be quality and the right quantity that we need to have a great workout, or even supply us the nutrients that's going to give us the energy and the lean body mass that we want. And the reason why I want to focus on this kind of nutrition is, one, so that way you're going to have plenty of energy when you work out. It's going to help you have the performance that you need for when you are working out. So when you have that when you're going through your workout, you're able to challenge yourself in a way that's going to stimulate your body to build lean muscle, and also be able to help you complete that workout, also to help you build muscle, also to help with your recovery after your workout. And then the last part would be hydration because of the fluids that you're losing throughout your workout. So when it comes to your nutrition, let's talk about your pre-workout nutrition. We need to focus on three things. That's your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fat. When it comes to your protein, you want to have yourself probably about one serving of protein about an hour to two before your workout. And that could be in the form of a meal replacement, a scoop of whey protein, and there's a number of different vegan sources or vegetarian sources out there that are complete sources made from a vegetarian source. Then the other thing, so probably about one scoop of that. Or you could take some Greek yogurt. That would be another good one because it's a complete protein source for you. And then you'll look at your carbohydrates. So before workout, about an hour before to 2 hours before, you could go with a fruit. A fruit's going to give you some quick sugar. That's going to give you energy to use during your workout. And then you could also go with and then you'll go with some fat. So one serving of fat could be some almonds, some almond butter, some cashews, some coconut oil, and then usually 1 tablespoon of that. The fat's going to help you absorb those other nutrients a little bit slower, so you have sustained energy. Now, after your workout, what you're going to be looking for is you're going to look for the same thing. If it's about 30 minutes to an hour after workout, you're going to look to take in some protein from quick absorbing source. So a meal replacement would be working well, or a kefir, or maybe say like a dairy source would be good, because those are quickly absorbing and help get those into the muscle quickly for recovery. If you're looking at about 2 hours to 3 hours after your workout, then you would stick to more of your leaner sources of protein: lean ground turkey, lean ground sirloin, chicken, fish, and those would all be great sources for you. A carbohydrate source, if it's a little bit further away after your workout, you would look at taking in a starch, like some white rice, brown rice, yams, beans. Those would be all good sources of carbohydrates. And then a good quality fat source would be your coconut, avocados, olive oil, almond butter, peanut butter, and 1 serving of those would work well for you to help you post-workout recovery. Now, also when you work out, you want to think about hydration. When you're exercising, you're losing about 6 to 8 ounces every 15 minutes. So what works well for someone is to make sure you bring with you a bottle of water, say a 24-ounce bottle or a 32-ounce bottle of water that you can sip on throughout your workout to give you proper hydration. Now that we talked about nutrition, let's talk about exercise a little bit. When it comes to your exercise, you want to do dynamic warm-ups. And those dynamic warm-ups will help you, especially in middle age. You probably don't have the flexibility or movement that you once have. So the dynamic warm-ups are going to prevent you from getting a strain, tear, or pull. And then also prep your body for the movements that you're going to do when you're exercising. So some great ones for your upper body would be our band pull-aparts. 6 to 8 reps of each of those. So you have the bands out in front of you, and you're just going to pull apart. Deep breath in, and then exhale. You pull in front of you, up over your head, up and down. You can do these for 20 to 30 seconds. There also works 10 to 12 repetitions. And forward and back, warming up warm up those shoulders. Another one that works well is a good old broomstick stretch where you grab right outside shoulder width. You're going to go up through your range of motion. So if you get stuck here, you can't go any bit further. You just work through your range. And if you can go through the full range of motion, warm up those shoulders, rear delts, and chest, just work yourself, just go all the way through. And then work your way through 10 to 12 repetitions. The other broomstick stretch is great for stretching up and warming up the chest. You'll just take an overhand grip, press up at an angle, nice stretch in the chest. You're not going to force it, just to where you feel stretch, back down and through. So there's some great stretches for the shoulder area, some great ones for your lower body. You have the good old leg swing. You get yourself some support here. You're just going to swing your leg forward and backwards for about 30 seconds, warming up those hamstrings, working both sides, 20 to 30 seconds. Another great one is the windmill, where your feet are wider than shoulders apart, toes turn in. You can go opposite hand, opposite heel, warming up those hips. And then you've got the old quad stretch, so you could use something for support. You're going to grab a hold of one foot, you're going to lean forward, and you're going to stretch out your quad, and then switch over to the other side. You do 6 to 8. What's great about this one, it's going to help you with proprioception, also with balance. Another great one's hip to sky. So when you're doing hip to sky, here's something I want you to pay attention to. It's simulating a squat. It's going to help you with hip mobility, and it's going to help you warm up that low back. Now, the key to this is just working through your range of motion. So if you can't go all the way down, just go through the range of motion that works best for you. So it simple works. You're going to reach up nice and tall, reaching down for your feet, getting that stretch to the hamstrings. Then you're going to drop your hips down, pressing out on the knees, keeping your chest nice and tall, and then rotating your hips back up, getting that stretch to the hamstring. And again, if you can only go right here, just go right here, and then just rotate those hips back up. That's another good one for you. A great one that's seated is the good old Piriformis Stretch. So you're just going to have a seat here at the end of the bench, one foot up over the other, chest is tall. You're going to press down on your knee, bring your toe forward, hinge forward from the hip, and then pressing down on the knee. Okay, so those are all good exercises to warm up your shoulders, your back, your legs, your knees. That's going to start prepping you and getting you ready to begin your exercise. A dynamic warm-up usually takes you about 5 to 10 minutes, and it's going to prep your body for a workout. The old myth is let's just hop on a treadmill and go for 5 to 10 minutes. All that's doing is warm up your cardiovascular system, and it's not prepping your body for movement. So give up the old treadmill bike warm up. Yeah, it's going to get your body temperature up. Maybe if you live in some of the colder Midwest states, that'd be good for you just to warm up before you begin a dynamic warm up. That's one way to go. Now, the mindset that you want to take going into your workout to optimize it is, I want you to work within your realm. And what do I mean by that? We're not comparing ourselves to anyone else in the gym. A lot of times, what I see with a lot of my male clients is they'll see somebody in their 20s and 30s and they're doing something and they say, hey, you know what? I want to challenge myself and do that. And it usually ends up to a strain, a pull, a tear, and then they regret themselves. So I want you to focus this workout on you and doing the best that you can in that workout. So the time that you should spend working out for most males is, so if you're, especially in middle age, a factor that plays a role is recovery. So if you're working out every day, 7 days a week, I would recommend you keep your workouts at about 30 minutes to help you with that recovery. If you only have 3 minutes, 3 times a week to be able to get your workouts in, I'd focus on those being 45 to 75 minutes. That's going to help you with recovery. And then on the other days, getting in your cardiovascular work, your high intensity interval training, where you're doing maybe 3 minutes of a lower intensity, 1 minute of a higher intensity, and then be able to work each realm for that. So for the workout itself, when you're starting out, I want you to focus on 15 to 20 reps in a circuit training style. What the circuit training style is going to do is get you that peripheral blood flow. It's going to help you get cardiovascular benefit. You're going to get the cardiovascular benefit, but more importantly, you're going to get a big calorie burn, and then also on top of that, you're going to be saving a lot of time. The main exercises that I want you to focus on, I've showed some different circuits that you could do. But when you're putting together a workout, you need to have this mindset. you need to focus on 7 key movements. And that would be a push, that would be a pull, that would be a squat, that would be a lunge, that would be a bend, that would be a rotate, and then something that's going to help you with your gait. So I'm going to demonstrate some different exercises that you can do for your workout with each one of these areas. And then if you're starting, I want you to do 15 to 20 repetitions. If you're, say, intermediate, been working out for 6 to 8 weeks, then focusing on that 10 to 12 range to start building some muscle mass up, or challenging yourself with heavier weights to stimulate yourself. That would be the next way to go. But just for this video, I want to share with you these different exercises you can do that you can put in your workouts that are going to benefit you the most, and that most people are missing out on. Because when I see a lot of middle-aged men, or even middle-aged women for matter of fact, when they go into a gym and I look around and I just watch, the trainer inside me wants to reach out and just really help them. And what I see them doing is, you'll see somebody going and they're starting out with some arm curls, or they'll go do some tricep press down. They'll do that leg exercise machine where their legs go in and out, and then they're good people. In 4 to 6 weeks, you never see them again because they're not getting results. These exercises are going to give you the best bang for your buck in terms of getting you physical results. But the second thing, they're also going to translate in getting you more functional movement. And that's what I hear a lot of boomers or middle-aged men want. They want to have better performance. They want to be able to do their golf. They want to be able to go on hikes. They want to participate in 5Ks, 10Ks, or just be able to keep up with the kids. So enough of me overbuilding this up, right? So let me just get into these movements. So let's talk about pushes. So there's different ways to do pushes. So one of the first ones is it's a bench push-up. A push-up is going to be a staple in any program. It's a great way to assess mobility in your shoulders. And if you can't do a push-up and you can't do your body weight, there's no sense in you doing a machine or doing some other dumbbells. So let's always start out with, say, a push-up. So we're going to go right outside shoulder width. Your back stays flat. Deep breath in, and then exhale. Deep breath in, and exhale. There's many variations of the push-up. That's, say, the intermediate version. The not so intermediate version is one from the floor. You would do from your knees. This would be, say, a beginner. And I did a whole series about push-ups on this channel. But you'd go from your knees, deep breath in, and then exhale, doing push-ups like that. Or you could go into the conventional style push-ups. Your back's flat, feet together, deep breath in, pressing to the floor, and back up. So you would do a push-up. If you're more advanced, you could go into things like dumbbell presses. So you just take yourself a set of dumbbells, and it's another version of a press. You're just going to lie yourself back, palms face each other. You're going to breathe out, deep breath in, and exhale. Especially for middle-aged men, palms facing each other is great because it just enhances the natural shoulder mobility. Shoulder alignment, I mean. If your shoulder mobility is not there, what you can do is just go through your range of motion. So if your range of motion for shoulder mobility is here, just go work through that range of motion. And a way to get that range of motion back with any of these exercises, if you're limiting range of motion, is one, practicing those mobility exercises, but then doing soft tissue work. Things like active release therapy, or it's a more intense massage, or you would do work with foam rolling. So those would be your solutions for that. So let's go into our pulls. So there's some different pulls that we can do. One is a dumbbell row. So it's a great pull exercise for the upper back. You're just going to rest one knee on your bench. You're going to have your hand out in front of you, nice flat back. You're going to breathe out and exhale. Now, you'll see a lot of people do is they're really going to drive that elbow behind them and start to rotate. What we want to do is just pull up far enough to where our tricep is going back past our core. So breathing out, or our upper back. Then breathe out and back in. Again, working through 15 to 20 repetitions. Another great pull exercise is a lat pull down. This is a neutral grip pull down, so your palms are facing each other. It's going to incorporate some of your biceps into this movement. You're going to have a seat. Chest is nice and tall, breathing out. Deep breath in, and then exhale. And then another great pull that that is helping a lot of people out is a TRX. It's a strap that you can do anywhere. So if you're on the go on the road or even in the gym, you can do TRX. What's great about it, it's going to incorporate more of your body weight, so it's functional, but also incorporate your core. You're going to take overhand grip, your back's flat, breathe out, deep breath in, and then to modify intensity, you can walk out, and you can do them this way. I can't really do it there. Or you could walk in further to increase that intensity. So that's how you would those would be your pulls. So then the next one would be squats. So we'll stay here with our TRX. This would be like, say, an intermediate version of a squat. So feet are shoulder width apart, deep breath in, and then exhale. Deep breath in, exhale. Remember with squats, sometimes older men or middle-aged men will say, well, my knees hurt, I'm not going to do any squats. Well, when you're doing squats, work through your range of motion. And then the other thing I'll have to say is if you don't do squats, you know, what are you doing when you sit down on the toilet and get off the toilet? You're squatting. What are you doing when you're getting in and out of the chair? You're squatting. What are you doing when you're bending over to pick something off the ground? Yep, you got it. You're squatting. So squatting is essential and one of the most important things you have to stay with as you're aging. So there's one variation of squat. The next one you have is a body weight squat or a bench squat. How that will work, you're just going to cross your hands out in front of you, sitting on a bench. If this would be like, say, a very beginner for you, and you would focus on your 20 repetitions. Feet are shoulder width apart. You're going to press to the middle of your foot and heels. Deep breath in, and you're going to squat back down. Breathe out. Deep breath in. All right, and then the last squat, a little bit more challenging or intense, is you could do a back squat with a barbell, or another one would be a goblet squat that's easy to do, but challenging is you hold a dumbbell in front of you, deep breath in, and then exhale. Again, working through your range of motion. So if your range of motion's here, work through that range of motion, keep the load on the quads, press in the middle of the foot and the heels, and then back up. So those are your squats. Now the next ones are our lunges. So lunges, same philosophy. We don't have that range of motion. You're going to work through your range of motion. You're going to work on your mobility drills until you can bring up that range of motion, and you can go from there. So you're going to grab a hold of your handles. Your chest is going to be tall. Deep breath in, and then exhale. And you would do 15 to 20 on each side. And if for some reason one leg is getting more tired than the other, or you could just alternate between each sides. So if you're more advanced, you can go one side first, then the other, but always start with the less dominant side first. So there's your TRX lunge. The other lunge we have, you'll just use the bench. You'll take a split stance. Shoulders are staying tall. You're going to drop down, shoulder square, and then back. And then you have your dynamic lunge. So there's a couple ways to do this. So if you're a beginner and you have limited range of motion, you just step out, slight bend, load, 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 back. Alternate sides, step, load, 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 back. Now, if you have your range of motion, you're going to step out, go as far as you can, down, hamstring to calf, driving through the ball of that foot, and back up. And explosively come back up. There you go, there's your lunges. The next one's your bend. You're probably getting sick of me talking about this, but if you're a middle-aged man and you're in a chair and you're seated all day, this is so crucial to do because you're going to be bending over to picking up stuff. It's a squatting thing, so it's a hinge from the hip. So you'll use your support. You're going to keep that 5 to 15 degree bend in that knee, slight bend in the knee. You're going to reach like you're picking something up on the floor. No rotation in, keeping that shoulder square back, and then pulling back through. Pressing that back heel through the back wall. Reach. Stretch that hamstring on the opposite side, and then back through. So that would be a hinge. Another hinge you could do is just be stationary, shoulders back, press those hips back, feel that stretch in the hamstring, and then driving those hips back through. So there's your bend. The next one is your rotation. So a good rotation for, I lost my ball. Oh, there it is. There's my ball. I found it. I feel like I was a dog there for a second. Like, where's my ball? Just kidding. All right, so rotation here. All right, so what you're going to do is have your heel underneath your knee. And you'd be in a staggered stance here. You usually use a mat. What you can do is you're going to go opposite hip and across the opposite shoulder. Deep breath in and exhale. It's good for rotation, strengthen your core. If for some reason it's too hard on your knees and you have trouble getting up and down, which you really need to work on that getting up and down, would be an exercise where we'd use the cable here. So I'm going to grab my cable, bring it up about mid-level with your body. Adjust the weight here. Okay, so you're going to bring it out. You're going to be squared up. You're going to drive straight out, breathe out, and you're just going to hold for 30 seconds. And it's going to be challenging the rotation of your core. You bring it back in, and then you'll rotate, and you'll do the opposing side. So those your rotate. Now as for your gait, one of the first things that starts to go when you're middle age is your gait. Basically, gait is the stride you take when you move. So you want to work on your gait, work on your ability to walk. So walking, jogging, sprinting, find some way to improve your gait in your workout. So those are the best tips that I can give you when it comes to optimizing your workouts for older men. If this video has helped you, just give it a like button, and it was fun sharing with you. Thanks for tuning in for this great exercise video, and I hope you enjoyed the content as much as I did. If you look below in the description box, you'll notice there's a link, and when you click on that link, it's going to take you to another page where you'll enter your email address. When you enter your email address, I'll give you your first week of workouts so you can take your fitness to the next level. So just go down the box below, click the link in the description box, it'll take you to that next page, and enter your email address. Also, when you look below, there's a subscribe button. When you click the subscribe button, you'll see a little bell. You want to click that little bell, and it'll keep you alerted when I come up with great content that you've asked for to keep your fitness and your health going to the next level. Also, make sure you go below in the comments section, leave any comments, questions, concerns, things that you want us to create for you. I'll be happy to produce that for you. Make it a great day.